It's not working today. I don't know. I told them. I just went downstairs.
Seriously? It's not working?
The whole thing's not working now. You're not plugged in? You know? No, nothing.
Looks like the power was off on the whole thing then. All right, perfect. We'll have a heart-to-heart talk today. All right. Let's move this closer then. Oh, then give me that. Just push it closer there. The reason I want this door to be closer is because we're not going to use it. Let's just leave it right here. Thanks. मैं जान के रखी है तो पता लगूं मैं करना का मोटा anyway, so projector's not working, the speaker's not working. I just have to speak on top of my lungs. Good thing that I saw throat meeting. That's right. Thank you. What I actually wanted to do today was going to be a really, really nice class. Baji looks really good in the class, by the way. Congratulations. I came back from India. I was gone for about a month. It was planned for 2 weeks. And I don't usually tell you guys that I'm going somewhere. The reason I don't tell you guys is I want you guys to keep coming to the Gurdwara, right? I don't even say we bought right? Because every time you see Gurdwara, you have no idea to just by matha taking. Right? You know what? Let's get you guys to come here closer. I promise I won't bite anybody. Just come closer. That's it. Let's make it nice and close. And don't worry, I'm going to share such a nice story that will really affect your life. And what I want the Sunday to do for me is to make sure that next week we try to get at least this half of the Gurdwara full. Okay? Because the topic that I actually had was a game changer. It was going to really, really affect you guys. And if you notice the text message that I sent to all you guys on WhatsApp, that was based on, unfortunately, but I did a class in between when I came back from India last week. My father so I had to take him to the hospital, and God bless, he's back home now, so he's doing okay. And he's about to turn 93, so when they thought it's not easy, I'm telling you, old age is not easy, right? Seriously. But anyways, he's getting much better now, so I didn't want to miss the class today. And funny thing, I took the dog for a walk yesterday. So what I do is I usually wake up at 4, work out. I'm listening to Simran while I'm working out, and then I have a shower, and then I go for a nice long walk or a light jog, but it's still cool, so that doesn't make me sweat. At the same time, I'm listening to my Nittany or whatever else God has given me to do. And I usually run to my daughter's house, which is about 20 minutes from my home, and then from there I take the dog. My daughter who just had a baby, so she's trying to get into active back again, and so we usually go for a little jog, and then we go sprinting with the dog. Like, so from one black pole to the next pole, we just sprint, and goes, Opie's name's Opie, let's go, and we run. He knows it. When I say go, he knows we're about to sprint. He's probably thinking, what a bugger, at 5 o'clock in the morning, he's got to be running. Anyways, by the time we get to the next spot there, then we walk a little bit, then we jog again, right? And it's good because in 1 week I lost like 4 pounds, right? But what happened yesterday was when we were jogging, and we were coming to literally slow down, for some reason, Opie decides to cross my path. I don't know if it was for an apple or what it was, or something. He came right, and I almost flipped right over him. And we're sprinting now fast, so I can't even stop. And I jammed my leg. So my neck and my knees like this now. So I got a brace on my knee. I had a meniscus tear on this one, and I got that fixed. Now the meniscus tear is totally ripped on this side. And maybe ACL, I don't know. I got x-rays done today, and then we'll see what happens. But that's okay. That doesn't stop us from being safe up, right? When I went to India, was anybody here, not last week or week before last when I was here to do that one class? Was anybody here that week? Benji was here. Anybody else? That's it. Come on, one family, two families. Yeah. Anybody else that was there? Benji was there too. Anybody else? Okay. All right. So started wadi na about sango now. Come on, it's one-on-one talk here, right? This is the chance. Come on, right? So what was the class about that week? Can you tell me what it was about? You can't remember, right? See, that's how old are we getting now, right? I thought it was my memory that's the only slow one here. Go ahead. Can you remember that? Remember? Do you remember what it was? Okay. Anybody else? Benji here? Anybody here that remembers what the class was about? But were you here that week? You were there. That's okay. If you're not here, sometimes you have commitment. That's all right. Sometimes there's only on that. That's right. Were you here last week? That week? Who else was here? Benji was here, right? Benji? You were there? What was the class about? No? Beta was there. They will beta does it. Usually the beta looks at mom. But this is the other way. Anybody else remember? Benji, do you remember? Come on. You don't remember either? Oh my goodness. Seriously? There's anybody here who was in that class, not last week, week before last, that was here can remember what the topic was about? My God, I can remember topics like 26 years ago what they were about. You guys can't remember 2 weeks ago. Can you remember?
I think a Seva.
Huh?
I think a Seva something.
That's trying to get that easy here. It wasn't just Seva. Come on. What was it? Yeah, come on. It's a bit more than that. Yeah, that was the last time. Before I came back from India. You remember 6 weeks ago? Anybody else? Anybody can remember? Yeah, you did. That's a good. Yeah. Anybody else? Come on. No? We were talking about what a call site is. We were talking about Versace.
Oh yes.
Remember? Oh yeah. And I sent you a video on WhatsApp. So either you didn't watch it, or you said, Uncle, you got a video again. You probably ignored it, right? So I really sent rare videos, right? I love to see the Hokanama. I read the Hokanama, and I always try to read the Hokanama, and I always put a comment about the Hokanama, hoping that you guys will read that comment and the Hokanama, right? You guys get Hokanama every week. Huh? Thank you. Now that thank you who sends the Hokanama actually is my next door neighbor. She used to send me every week, every day, and that comes from the Darbar side, from a Golden Temple, Harmandir Sahib, however you want to say it. It comes from there. So she sends it to me every morning. So then I used to send it to the class. But then she said, I almost send it directly to class. Why not? Okay? She sends it to my wife. I send it to my kids. It kind of irritates me. Guru the message for then he sees it. Right? And that message is for you, me, and everybody else here. That is a message that how you can become a better person. What next you got to do? Guru Sahib ki keh rahe ki karna chahiye. Why? Because Guru Nanak Dev Ji at the end, or Guru Arjan Dev Ji jis mein Hukanama aa raha hai, did the same thing. Those steps were taken by them to become one with Waheguru. So they're just relating those messages to you. Every day you're getting a Hukanama, either you read it, and I'm sure, but some people must be thinking, right? But that's the message from Guru Sahib to you. So if you're not reading it, you just missed out Guru Sahib's message. And if you're not part of the WhatsApp, you should take my number and become part of WhatsApp. So you can read the Hukanama. That's coming from the Darbar side. That's coming from Harmandir side, where 75,000 to 100,000 people get fed every day.
Actually, मेरे जब भी मेरा नेशनल पूरा होगा, वो दिन मैसेज आऊँगा, वो दिन मैं राइट में छोड़ दूँगी।
Perfect. Isn't it? Right timing always. Guru Sahib such blessing on us, right? See, guys, for the people who are, I was telling my nephew something this morning, and that was actually going to be today's topic. The class that you guys don't remember 2 weeks ago, I was going to repeat that class today. Because there's a lot of Sangat here that actually wasn't here that day. And the ones that were on that day obviously don't remember what my class was that day. And that class was actually a game changer. So I'm going to do that one next week. Okay? And don't forget, it's not me who does it. Sorry, I said it wrong. Guru Kirpana. That class that we're going to do next week is actually a message coming from Guru Sahib himself. ਅਸੀਂ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਦੇ ਜਾ ਜਰੂ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, ਅਸੀਂ ਬੋਲੇ ਸੋਹਣਿਆ ਜਰੂ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ, ਅਸੀਂ ਝੰਡੇ ਜੂ ਚੱਕ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ, ਪਰ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਹਾਲ ਤੱਕ 1699 ਦੀ ਪੂਰੀ ਗੱਲ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀ ਹੈ. Right? We see it, we read it, we think, oh yeah, it's another Vaisakhi, oh it's another Guru Nanak Dev Ji's birthday, another Guru Arjan Dev Ji's birthday. You guys just don't know the more definition of what that really is. I'm sure you maybe do. I'm not saying that I know everything, but maybe you do. But it hasn't hit your heart yet. It hasn't hit you yet. Right? Is everybody here from a Sikh family? Is there anybody here who's not from a Sikh family? So you're all a Sikh, right? You guys are gifted, eh? The you're thinking in your mind, is it because we're Sikhs we're gifted, or is it because Guru Sahib only gifts the Sikh people? No. You're gifted because you're already somewhere, but you guys haven't realized it, where you guys are. And what I mean is spiritually. If you hadn't done something good in your previous life, you wouldn't be where you are now. Okay, they're looking for that perfect kind of life. They're looking what it is. When I look at these videos of Jagmeet Singh or sorry, not Jagmeet Singh, what's that Singh name? Jugraj Singh. When I look at his videos and I look at other Sikhs' videos, I say inna ch gun karna, inna ch pyar karna Guru di. Ikne change ne, ikne gusse ka kada bolde, ikna mithasa, how they're hitting those heights of spiritualism, just coming from their voices. They're really inspiring. They inspire me too, right? And I learn from that and want to become a better person. So I was telling my grandson this morning, because I'm very fortunate that I get a chance to drop them off at Costa School. They go to Montessori Costa School in the morning. And they learn a lot about Sikhi there. They do Kirtan. His brother, I mean, you've seen him in the class, he's actually gone to Chicago with his class. And he's actually presented yesterday in the United Nations about climate change. Right? And I got a video and I looked and I go, wow, amazing. And he's actually dressed up as a businessman too for once, right? And he's like, it's presenting as a great honor for him. And he's what, 12 years old now? He's 12, right? Yeah. I don't remember, I'm sure you do. Right? Anyway, so, I mean, that's great for somebody, for that kind of exposure, that kind of experience. They can speak in front of people. Because I've asked both of them to speak in front of this class one. And because you guys are already doing Kirtan in front of everybody, you guys now speaking in front of everybody, why you guys can't do something for the class? So I'm going to help them put a nice presentation together, and they will speak. And they're really good at it. They just haven't realized inside what they are. So I was telling him a story this morning. When I got into this path myself, I used to love listening to Katha. And I didn't even know Punjabi that well. So I would listen to, Gyani Gurbachan Singh's Katha or Gyani Gurdas Singh's Katha. And then I will ask my beauty, Baba ji, so and then she would tell me the story. And I remember one story that I've never forgotten. I've shared it with your class before, but I'm sure you've probably forgotten anyway. If you can't remember what happened a week ago, you should have to remember the story. Okay? So, India de vich na, wo vada darakha. Does everybody know what a darak is? Anybody that doesn't know what a darak is? Darak is a tree. Right? So that's fine. Right? It's a very big tree, a massive tree. Right? Ode te na nikke je fruit lagde. Right? So I'm saying bear because it's not a bear, nikke je fruit hunde a. But let's say like grapes, angoor, chote je chote. वो बहुत सारे लगदे होते वो दरख्त दे कितने सारे ਹੁੰਦੇ होते ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਜੇ ਇੰਨੀ ਥੋੜੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੋਣ ਇੰਨੀ ਥੋੜੀ ਬਾਣੀ ਪੜੀ ਹੋਣ ਇੰਨੀ ਵਾਰੀ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੱਥਾ ਟੇਕੇ ਹੋਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੋਣ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਦਾ ਜਨਮ ਮਿਲ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਦਾ ਜਨਮ ਮਿਲ ਗਿਆ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਦਾ ਜਨਮ ਮਿਲ ਗਿਆ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਦਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਦਾ ਜਨਮ ਮਿਲ ਗਿਆ right? That means we did so many good things as much as those fruits on those trees we ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਨੇ ਦਿਆ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਦਾ ਜਨਮ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਐਵੇਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਦਾ ਜਨਮ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਭਾਗਾਂ ਵਾਲੇ ਆ ਖਬਰਾਂ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਜਨਮਾਂ ਦੀ ਮੈਲ ਕੱਟ ਕੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਧਰ ਆ ਕੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬੰਦੇ ਦਾ ਸਰੀਰ ਮਿਲ ਗਿਆ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਗੁਰੂ ਵੱਲ ਲੱਗੇ ਹੋਏ ਆ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਆਏ ਫਰਾਈਡੇ people go to movies people go to parties you decide to come to ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਭਾਗ ਚੰਗੇ ਆ right ਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਚਲੋ ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਦਾ ਸੋਚਿਆ right ਆਪਾਂ ਰੱਬ ਦਾ ਸੋਚੇ ਚਲ ਆਪਾਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੋਣੇ ਤੇ ਕੁਝ ਸਿੱਖਾਂਗੇ ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਰਿਹਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਰਹੇ I'm here to learn too I'm no teacher I'm no professor just a regular guy like you guys all I'm good at maybe Guru Sahib helps me explain the truth that's it right you can call me truth leader right there you go simple truth leader okay but ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਉਹ ਦਰਖਤ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਨਿੱਕੇ ਨਿੱਕੇ ਫਰੂਟ ਵੀ ਲੱਗੇ ਆ right ਉਹ ਫਰੂਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੀ ਵੀ ਲੱਗੇ like an orange has pips apple has pips right and I mean there's other fruits out there that have little pips ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਇੰਨੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਦਰਖਤ ਦੇ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਉਹ ਪਿਪਸ ਲੱਗੇ ਆ ਬੀ ਲੱਗੇ ਆ ਇੰਨੀ ਥੋੜੀ ਹੋਰ ਕਮਾਈ ਹੋਣ ਇੰਨੀ ਥੋੜੀ ਹੋਰ ਚੰਗਿਆਈ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੋਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮਾਂ ਪਿਓ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕੀਤੀ ਬਜ਼ੁਰਗਾਂ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕੀਤੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਜੋੜਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕੀਤੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਫਿਰ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਦੀ ਦਾਤ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਵੀ ਇੰਨਾ ਸਸਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਏਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਮਿਲ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ right it takes many years of bhakti and many centuries and lifetimes of bhakti to become your amritari we because we haven't been educated well I mean by our peers or parents or whoever you want to hit because I know if you come to Gurdwara you hear Kirtan in Punjabi and some of us don't know Punjabi I didn't know much Punjabi born in England right? And maybe I didn't put the effort because my mom passed away when I was 11 years old. She used to take me to Gurdwara. She used to teach me Punjabi. My dad was working. So maybe I didn't get that. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to blame anybody. I can only blame myself. Right? So, Guru Sahib Guru Fir, Sikhi di daat bakhshde hai, fir tunu usse baad Amrit di daat bakhshde hai. So I'm very fortunate that I managed to knock those beads off, those little bits off. I've done something a little bit Guru Kirpa. Taking Amrit is not the last step of Sikhism. Taking Amrit is the first step of Sikhism, not the last. Our thinking is, ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਮਰਨ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਨਾ, ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਬੁੱਢਾ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਰਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਂਦਾ, ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਪੰਜ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਛੇਤੀ ਮੈਂ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਛਕਣਾ. Right? That's what we think. Hopefully I don't go to 84 ਲੱਖ ਜੂਨ. Hopefully ਮੈਨੂੰ ਜੂਨਾ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਮੈਂ ਛੇਤੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਛਕ ਲਵਾਂ. You don't realize the Amrit Shakti similarly karna. You need energy for that. You need a capacity of your lungs to stretch out the Waheguru Simran as well. You need to be able to look at the good guys and say, Ekongkar, Satnam, Kartabhat, Nirpo. If you can't see very well, you're going to have a hard time looking at it. Okay? Then you need good ears to listen. If you don't know how to do Bong, well, if you don't have bad hands, even then you're trying to listen on iPod something with your Sukmi side or your heater, you won't be able to hear much. And if you do put it really loud, you'll probably damage your throat. Okay? Then you won't hear, then you can't walk well. Right? Like me right now, right? I'm getting 56 now. So then you can't walk, you can't run. So if you, how old are you now? 21? 21. If you had a race with me, most likely you'll win. Because I'm 56, my knees are hurting, a bit slower now. I don't know, I'll try. But probably he will win. Why? He's younger. He's stronger. He's young built. That's why Amrit Shakna young age is important. Because you need to do your Simran. You need to be active. You need to be able to run through the Gurdwara. You need to be able to do Bartani Seva. Not take a tissue and put it on the plate. Take a tissue and put it on the plate. You want to be washing those dishes. Right? There's type of Sevas too. Right? And I always keep begging you guys, whenever you come to Matha Tek, you put your shoes there in the rack, clean 5, 10, you're in the soft night. Right? Guru Arjan Dev Ji, he did Jodhya Seva too. And he would take the mosque, clean the shoes, and put it in places, Guru Sikha ki har toorde, hum papi, bigat, fine. Guru Arjan Dev Ji कहते सच्चे पातशाह मैंने एक गुरु सिखा दी टूर दें. So you guys came today, someone might be cleaning your shoes for you, and they're saying, जिन्हें गुरु सिख आए ना, मैंने इन्ना दी टूर दें, मैंने साफ करके मेरे मुंह से मना, इन्ना दी टूर दें, कि मेरे वर्गे पापी दा भी आधार हो. Be a papi like me can be blessed. And Guru Arjan Dev Ji said that. Guru Arjan Dev Ji sat on a hot plate. Hot sand was poured on him. He took the pain for many people. Right? And then at the end of it, after his skin was peeling off and everything, they put him in a cold river to torture him more. But he didn't waver off Guru Sahib. He kept his focus on Guru Sahib's body. By Mati Das was cut in half. They took a saw that you take to cut two people. Right? Sorry. You take two people and you try to cut a tree down. So the saw on this side is holding it and the guy on that side is holding it. And you're cutting that tree down, right? They used that on a human being. Not just any human being, by Mati Das, who was a very spiritual person. They started from here. First they asked him, by Mati Das, we do Islamic Punjab. Take Islamic religion. He goes, I cannot give up my religion. I love it so much. Right? Today, let's put a saw on my head, put it in your head, and say, you want to become Islamic, or we're going to cut you in half. I'll become Islamic, no problem. when do you want to start? I'll start now. Right? Because we don't have that Sikh spiritual or Simran or Naam Bani in us. We'll give up like this. Imam said, "Pata tonight roti deni do na tu naughty bani na. Punji aake khat ja. Ye sab roti nahi mili do na. Okay, mummy, main sorry ho gaya." Like that. We give up so quick because we don't have the willpower. Right? We don't have the willpower. And to be a Mati Das, Upai Sati Das, Upai Diyala, Upai Baba Deep Singh, or all these beloved good Sikhs who are like thousands and thousands of them. Right? Then you got the Chote Sahibzade, then you got the Bade Sahibzade, then you got a father like Guru Gobind Singh. We don't have spirit. We're not really Guru Gobind Singh's children at the moment because we haven't instigated ourselves into Sikhi as much as we should be. We're still wavering. We like the weather. Today it looks good, I'll go to Gurdwara. TV. Oh, the leaves look like actually the leaves are out, so don't worry about it. Okay? And I'm a Leafs fan, so don't worry about it. So I'm happy about them being out either. Right? I found that in India that it's gonna be out. Anyways, so this is it. The last step on that tree. Okay, so basically there's fruit, you become a seed, and then you got the bees, right? The pips in there, and now you've done that many good seva, Guru Sahib made you Amritari. Right? Is that it? Become Amritari, that's it, you made it? Is it? Is it? Right? It's the beginning step, right? Not the last step. वो दरख्त ते पत्ते भी लगे हजारां पत्ते लगे ਉਹਦੇ ਤੇ so many leaves on it ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੰਨੀ ਕਮਾਈ ਹੋਰ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੋਣ ਨਾ ਭਗਤੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੋਣ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦਾ ਭਲਾ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੋਏ ਗਰੀਬਾਂ ਦਾ ਭਲਾ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੋਏ I was staying at a hotel and I had a family right next to me in the hotel. Whenever you leave the hotel, go at a Subway there, there's a McDonald's there, there's a Domino's there, there's a Pizza Hut there. Even McDonald's has really good veggie burgers over there, like paneer, chili paneer veggie burgers, right? So every time I walked, there was one family that I passed by every single day, whenever I went to that mall. That family was a lady who was on a cart, a wooden cart. I so felt sorry for her. Most of the time went by, she's just lying down like this, because she really had no capacity to even walk. She was so dehydrated, so nutritionist, there was hardly anything of her. And she had one little son who was, not as thin as anybody, he was as small as him. He was like a little kid like this. And he didn't even have any shirt on, he didn't have any pants on. Right? I went to McDonald's one time to get the chili paneer. I come out and there's an ice cream lineup because they have a little window where people get ice cream. The little kid standing there waiting like that, someone might give me an ice cream. Little kid, like a year and a half, maybe 2 years old, is waiting for an ice cream. He's hoping that somebody will be good enough to give it. And I looked at it, it melted my heart. I said, poor guy. Right? So there's a big line up there. I goes, all right, I'm just going to run in there, go get an ice cream and give it to him. And his sister came running. Uncle, you took khani honi in a second and make a put the two column and nagi in the class. Right? Somebody had to feed that little kid. He couldn't even hold the ice cream properly. Right? That's how small that Greek family was. It belongs to the same lady. And then she had one son, what would be probably bigger than you, probably, I don't know, maybe about 13 years old. But he was not normal. He would come up to me. He's frustrated. So whatever I had, I would give it to him. Right? And sometimes I'll just go and get something for them. Because I know that if you don't, then they're so badly don't have nutrition that probably not even going to eat the food properly. So someone's got to go and then help them out. So I took it under my responsibility while I was there for about a month to try to do whatever I can do for them. I tried. And I'm thinking, I'm gone now, I wonder who's looking after them now. Who's looking after that little kid now? You see my point? And my point is this, that look how lucky you are. Someone's wearing purple, blue, you've got nice stripes on your Adidas shirt, you're wearing something there, you're wearing Calvary Flames hat. Right? So everyone's got lovely clothes. Look at that, she's got Canada on it, someone's got green, someone's got that. He's got Nike on it, or Jordan on it. Right? What I'm trying to say is look how nicely dressed you are. That kid didn't even have a shirt or pants on. Right? And then on top of that, the mother, I don't know, I couldn't even tell you what the Jalilati house is. I don't have words to explain how badly she was, like she was so skinny and that. I mean, I even had my wife give me some suits and that she goes, oh, I gave her a suit as well. I didn't know if it would fit her. Right? I'm just saying, थोड़ी को सूट भी नहीं सोने पाए, थोड़ी को कपड़े भी नहीं सोने पाए, थोड़े रब ने घर भी सोने देते, थोड़े सर छत भी है, वो तो बेचारी मींह प्यार नहीं पिया, वो बेचारी ने ओके बहना. You get my point? ਆਪਾਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਿਰ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਵੀ ਕਰਨੇ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਪਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੰਨੇ ਢੀਠ ਹਾਂ. We're so stubborn, ਸਤਿ ਜਪਜੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਪਾਠ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ. We're so stubborn, ਆਪਾਂ ਸਵੇਰੇ ਉੱਠ ਕੇ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ. Might be some of you guys today, ਅੱਜ ਸਵੇਰੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹਨ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਮੂੰਹ ਚੋਂ ਨਿਕਲਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ. I'm not saying put your hands up, can ਨਿਕਲਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ. ਆਪਾਂ ਰਹਿ ਰਾਸ ਪਾਠ ਨਹੀਂ ਹਜੇ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੁਣ. ਆਪਾਂ ਘਰੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਘਰੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਮਾਰ ਕੇ ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਲੈ ਭੁੱਲ ਗਿਆ, ਹੁਣ ਤਾਂ 12 ਵਜੇ ਚਲੋ ਕੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ. ਆਪਾਂ ਇੰਨੇ ਢੀਠ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਰੱਬ ਨੇ ਇੰਨਾ ਕੁਝ ਦਿੱਤਾ, ਸਾਡੀ ਪਿਛਲੀ ਕਮਾਈ ਆ, ਕੁਛ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਚੰਗਾ, ਪਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਇੰਨੇ ਢੀਠ ਹਾਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਕੁਝ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਰੱਬ ਨੇ ਦਿੱਤਾ. Every time I go to India or every time I go to anywhere in the world, even Calgary, Guru Sahib always shows me something that makes me feel I am so fortunate to have the kind of life that I have. I'm so fortunate I can stand up and do the seva here. 26 years, that's like a quarter of my life. I don't even know how much long I got to live. I hope I can do many classes here. Hope we can have your naam japna, apna naam japana. The duty of the Sikh is naam japna. Their duty of Sikh is apna naam japana. ਆਪਾਂ ਜਪਦੇ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ, ਅਸੀਂ ਜਪਾਉਣਾ ਕਿਹਨੂੰ ਆ? ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਪਾਉਂਦੇ। ਬੱਚੇ ਚੁੱਪ ਕਰਕੇ ਟੀਵੀ ਦੇਖ ਲਾ, that's what we say to our kids. ਉਹ ਵੀ ਟੀਵੀ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਵੱਡੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਤੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਵਾਰੀ ਉਹਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਿਜ਼ੀ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਾਂ ਚ, ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਰੋਟੀ ਬਣਾਉਣੀ ਆ, ਮੈਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਬੋਲਣਾ ਕਰਨਾ, ਮੈਂ ਹੁਣ ਆਹ ਕਰਦਾ, ਮੈਂ ਉਹ ਜਾਣਾ ਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ, ਮੇਰੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਯਾਰ ਆਹ ਵਾਂਟ ਟੂ ਟਾਕ ਕੀ ਮੈਂ ਬਿਜ਼ੀ। ਤੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਵਿਗੜ ਗਏ ਨਾ, ਫਿਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਬੋਲ ਸਕਦਾ today, ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਬੋਲਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ। That's what happens in this world. Am I right? If I'm wrong, tell me. That's what you're lying, or you're just making it up. So that's what happens. Because I go to people's houses, even in India, people ask me, someone somewhere has always got a problem. Why? As the Guru da saath chhad ke. We forgot what Guru Sahib told us to do. Guru Sahib said, "Mainu Sikh nahi pyara." Tusi nahi pyare hai Sikh Guru nu. Tusi bhi nahi pyare hai, tusi bhi nahi pyare, main bhi pyara hai. Guru Sahib mainu Sikh nahi pyara. Mainu di rehni beh nahi pyara. How he lives and conducts his daily life. Mainu oh pyari hai. Amrit ਵੇਲੇ ਵਰਤਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦਾ, ਸਿਮਰਨ ਕਰਦਾ, ਕੰਮ ਤੇ ਜਾਂਦਾ, ਸਕੂਲ ਜਾਂਦਾ, ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਬਿਹੇਵ ਕਰਦਾ, ਘਰੇ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਰਹਿ ਰਸ ਕਰਦਾ, ਮਾਂ ਪਿਓ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ, ਰਾਤ ਨੂੰ ਸੌਂਦਾ, ਕੀਰਤਨ ਸਵੇਲਾ ਕਰਦਾ, ਦੂਜੇ ਦਿਨ ਉੱਠਦਾ, ਫੇਰ ਗੁਰੂ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦਾ। ਮੈਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਉਹਦੀ ਪਿਆਰੀ ਹੈ। ਤੇ we're not doing that, ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਿਆਰ ਕਰੇਗਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਿਆਰ ਕਰੇਗਾ, ਹੈ ਨਾ ਭੈਣ ਜੀ? ਸਹੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ? ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਛਕਣ ਨੂੰ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਸਾਲ ਹੋ ਗਏ? ਕਿੰਨੇ? 2 years, right? How's it been? ਵਧੀਆ? Do you feel that you made a mistake? Anybody else who took Amrit recently, or a couple of years ago, or 5 years ago, 10 years ago? Anybody? So we only have one Amritari family in this class? The Amritari too? How's it been for you? How long have you been Amritari? 3 years? Yeah? That's your mom? So you took Amrit before your mom? Wow, cool. You're a good kid. Mama, chota sonu sikha raha. That's a good thing. Hey, it's not anytime Guru says ready for you, that's it. Now, some people think that you're going to take Amrit when you get ready. I hear so many people say, "Main jo ready ho gaya na, uddar Amrit chakna." You think you're going to be ready? What makes you so sure you're going to be ready? I had a friend, really good guy. He used to do Russian martial arts. We used to train together, we used to work out together. When I first met him after a long time, I knew his father. He used to love playing the guitar. I had a song, playing the guitar and all that. And I thought, you know what, that's all right. His father goes, "Fuck, please, na kuch karo, the guitar is on the room to back up." Right? So I started taking the Gurdwara with me. We started Simran. We started first thing in the morning, Simran 5 to 6 at Dixie Gurdwara and Mayfield Gurdwara on Sunday. Right? Slowly started getting to Simran, Keaton, started saying Wazaz and Chanias, like he stopped playing the guitar. He goes, "You know what, I'm just wasting my time there, but I never thought there's something better." That's okay. We all have to learn sometime, right? He didn't know anything better. That's fine. Then he got into coming to the classes. He used to come to this class too. Boy, that guy was strong though. I'll tell you one thing. He's like you, nice and strong and stocky. But you don't want to fight with him because he was really well trained. Really well trained. Yeah, that's one thing else. He started learning how to do Gatka. He was so strong at Gatka, he was not allowed to participate in tournaments. Because he could literally hurt someone badly. He was operated out on the sea in the tournaments. He used to just pretend to be operated out, but he couldn't participate in the tournament because he could really hurt someone. Yeah, he was a really humble guy. He didn't want to hurt anyone, but he was very humble. So one day he was helping me in my garden, and we were doing gardening, just maybe get us in the grass and whatnot. And I said to him, I go, "You should take Amrit." I think that's the only person that ever said to you, "You should take Amrit." Because you think so, Uncle Ji? I go, "You know what? You got such a nice heart. You never complain. You're such a humble person. If I tell you, Appa Kalu Simarjana, you never said no. If I tell you, Appa Naja Ki Seva Karni, you never said no. You were always up for it." And honestly, you're this close to Guru Sahib. Your heart is really saying that you're made for Guru Sahib. Sikh is made for you as well. You should take it. And that day, there was Amrit Sanchar at Bolton Gurdwara. I didn't even think I knew, but somehow I think my wife told me, "So, yeah, Amrit Sanchar hona." And I told him that you should take Amrit. He goes, "Uncle Ji, let me get ready for it. Let me prepare myself." And I said, "And how are you going to do that?" He goes, "Let me learn how to do Japji Sai. Let me learn how to do Jap Sai, Sriya, Peti Chopi, Nan Sai. I'll learn how to do that." I said, "How are you going to learn that?" He goes, "I'll listen to it on the tape." And I said, "You can't listen to it on the tape, you're Amritari?" yeah, I could. I said, if you went to the Panchayare and you committed to them, you will probably do it. If you don't, and so I'm going to take it in 1 year, you're going to say, well, I got a whole year to learn. You probably learned in the last 1 week. Right? That's what we usually do. I've got exams. I've got 6 months to study for my exam. And you're going to study with 1 week left. You never study on 6 months through. Right? Then you scramble. Oh, no, Mom, don't touch me, I'm going to study. Because you've got too much to study in 1 week now. Right? Because you couldn't be bothered to do it when you had the chance to. Right? Laziness came over you. So I goes to come out. One thing, tell me, straightforward. And I'm asking you guys the same thing. This question is for you as well as it was for him at that time. He said, Uncle, I'll take it in 1 year. I said, you guarantee me that you're going to live for another year. Is there anybody here who can guarantee that they're going to live another year? You can really, really guarantee that I'll live another year. Anybody here? Anybody gets to say, yeah, I'm going to live another year because anybody? I can't guarantee I'm going to live another year. I can't guarantee I'm going to get out of this door. I could have a heart attack and fall down right here. सच्चे पातशाह ने पूछा सीधा सिख नो भाई मर्दाना मौत करनी के नेरे भाई मर्दाना और बाबा जो गुरु नानक देव जी ना उन्होंने पूछा भी मौत करनी के नेरे वो कहना महाराज जब एक दिन चढ़िया ये नहीं पता दूसरा दिन चढ़ना चढ़े one day came I don't know if the next day is going to come or not भाई गुरु नानक देव जी goes to भाई मर्दाना तो बहुत दूर सोचिए अपना you're thinking too far ahead of yourself मौत death is closer than that. We'll talk about that today, right? It's closer than that. So, by Balaji ne puchha, if I ever make a mistake in the story, please tell me. I mean, I'm not an educated person, just a dumb person. Right? Just a dumb person. Right? I make mistakes too, so please, right? शायद मैं wrong सुन लिया जब मेरे तो गलती होगी please मेरे दास दे करो टोक दे करो तो भाई की करिए ने तुझे दास दे करो straight please be straight with me, right? I'm trying to be straight with you guys. भाई बालाजी ने पूछा भाई बालाजी चौड़ पे सेवा करते थे गुरु नानक देव जी थे भाई बालाजी तो भाई बालाजी तुसी दसो मौत करनी के नेरे तो भाई बालाजी काफी भक्ति वाले होंगे थे ते काफी सेवा आप भी करते रहे वो कहता महाराज जिदा एक घंटा लंघिया पता नहीं दूसरा घंटा होना चाहिए so it hit 7 o'clock we don't know if it's going to hit 8 o'clock एक घंटा भी मौत इतनी नेरे भी एक घंटा नहीं पता होना चाहिए and you guys are thinking 1 year even Guru Nanak Dev Ji then said to go dur sochi apna to 1 घंटा पता कितनी नेरे मौत right there on your nose you gone तुम ये नहीं पता next साल होना चाहिए नहीं होना ਤੁਸੀਂ ਘੰਟੇ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਤੇ ਦਿਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਲਾਂ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਮੈਂ ਸਾਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਮਰ ਛਕੂੰਗਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੇਰਾ ਨੈਕਸਟ ਸਾਲ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ and I told this to that guy like buddy do you even know your next saw hona chahiye then uncle you never thought of it that way and I said we don't I never thought of it that way when I took Amrit I never knew I was going to take Amrit at 19 when I took Amrit my wife didn't even want to take Amrit we just got married in November the 20th I was ready to take Amrit at Christmas time and she said no you know she's 19 I can understand from her view you know she finally got married finally got the gas out of their parents and she's thinking I'm going to have a different type of life and I want to take Amrit I said you know what I'm ready I had been, you know, I've had bad times in my life, no doubt about it. And I've shared it with the Sangha. I'm not trying to say it. I made mistakes, 100%. Is there anybody else here who hasn't made mistakes? Is there a perfect human being here who says I've never made a mistake? Have you ever made a mistake in life? Gagan? Ever made a mistake? Karan, you ever made a mistake? No?
No, we have.
Oh, I was going to say, wow, you fucking made that.
No.
Anybody here who's never made a mistake? Anybody who's got the guts to come here and tell us your biggest mistake? Anybody got guts to come and stand here and tell your biggest mistake? Haji, can you? Anybody? Can you? Oh, you never made a mistake? Yeah. Anybody got guts to come and tell your biggest mistake? Well, I'm going to tell you my biggest mistake. How's that? I'll take the guts. It was me guts. I'm going to give you one more opportunity. Anybody can come and tell your biggest mistakes? I'm going to shock my grandson now too. Well, I cut my hair when I was about 16 years old. Right? 16 years old, I cut my hair. Because my mom passed away when I was 11, I used to go to Gurdwara every Sunday with my mom. My dad used to take me to Simran programs. By Rama Singh hoye, by Jeevan Singh hoye, by Harjinder Singh, by Prithvi Pal Singh, some of the top Sikhs that I know. Now I look back and I knew my God, I was actually associated with my dad with some of the greatest Sikhs that actually put their foot on this earth. And some of them are still alive. Right? Some of them are still alive. And we used to go Simran in the morning. My dad used to take me literally, and I couldn't say no to that. And my dad is the humblest guy. It's not like, it's like, what the? Okay, Dad. I never spoke back to my dad ever. Even now I don't. He's 93. If he says, sure, Dad, I'm running to go make chop for him. Daddy, I got game to play, I got TV to watch, go make yourself. That's today, right? Right? Some of you are smiling. Right? But you know what the scary part is? Watch when you guys have kids. Watch when your kids are bigger. When I get a dad, are you crazy? You don't have a chill pill? Go and make your own cha and make me one too. You're like that. Right? The worse it gets, the worse it's going to hit your family. Okay? Chill pill huh? I'm from the 60s. I couldn't even forget about. We didn't even know what the word chill pill meant. But if I said that chill pill, all right, I would hear what a chill really feels like. It would be like that. Okay? So it's all your life. Right? How are you going to get to the good 60 level if you're still not ready? Benji, how long have you been coming to this class for now? Couple of years? How long have you been coming to class? 3 years? Alright. How long have you been coming?
I used to come when I was 16 and I didn't come for like 10 years.
You seem a bit familiar. I thought so, right? So where were you been for 10 years, man? I mean, were you lost in the jungle? We couldn't find you? Were you wolves? What was it? What happened?
Exactly what you said. I didn't realize at the time though, but when I was in grade 5, I cut my hair. That's also my biggest mistake. So now I'm keeping my hair set. It was just a long journey to be discovered what I was.
Yeah.
And so I'm finding myself again to do that.
Did you ever remember some of the stuff that you heard in those years before you kind of just did? Do you remember any of those things before?
From the past? Yeah. The guy that you were talking about, the Russian guy, he's the guy that ate 10 roaches, for example. At a time, yeah. But besides that, the more underlying principles and messages, those always did stick with me. But I guess drinking and just the Indian kind of community that I was brought up in, toxic masculinity, all of those kind of things weighed me down, didn't allow me to focus on who I was. And then the pressure, when I was going through law school.
Peer pressure.
Yeah.
You went to law school?
Yeah, I went to law school.
Did you succeed?
Yeah, in Ottawa, I went there and I worked at a first community law firm. And so now I'm just intentional find like alignment with my actual views and beliefs and trying to get that all together.
We all have actual beliefs, and I'm glad you came back. I really do, and I'm glad you managed to even share that much because people don't even share that much. Who cares? Right? I don't even care. I spoke in front of 500 people at Malton Gurdwara. What I did. I'm not even shy to tell what I did. I'm not even worried about it because I made a mistake that's way in the past. Right? And I've also been Amritari 36 years. Right? So that's whole sport. I did make a mistake, but I never looked back at that mistake. In fact, I can't even believe that I've been Amritari this long. And the journey has been absolutely fantastic and brilliant. I wouldn't want it any other way. I hope I hadn't made mistakes, but I took those negative mistakes and made them into positive so I could help people going through the same motion before they went or afterwards. And he said a key, he goes peer pressure. You hang around with good sangat, you become good. You hang around with the wrong sangat, you become wrong. Happens to me. Right? So when I come to a lecture like this, because Guru Gobind Singh, do I remember that lecture? No. Do you know what he said? No, I went one ear out of the other. Because I had accepted it that I'm leaving this. I had one respect though. I never drank, I never smoked, never did anything if I ever knew I was going to go to Gurdwara. Because I still respected Gurdwara, because I used to go with my mom. I knew a little bit about it, I could understand a little bit the Thai, but listen to it. Part, no, never did it. Simran, no. Yeah, until my dad took me there. And believe me, when I used to go to Simran programs, and by Rama Singh, by Jiva Singh, I go, what, Guru? You could hear it from the Tandan. These good Sikhs were like amazing, right? When I look back and I go, what of that? How the hell did I go wrong? Or how the heaven did I go wrong? Whichever way you want to take it, right? And I used to actually get scared at the beginning. I said, wow, what are they saying? Like I couldn't, because the power of their Simran was so high. Me being just a little kid couldn't understand it, and my power was low. I was like a scaredy cat over there. It was like watching a horror movie, and you don't want to see where the Dracula is coming, like kind of thing, right? It was like that. I'm sitting there. The best part was when you speak garam milk with badam village. I didn't know that. I couldn't wait for that moment. But now I think back, my God, my dad, being 93 now, used to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, go and sit there and do Simran for 2 hours, then do his Nitrin, then his Asa Diwar, come home, drop me off, and go to work and start at 6:30 British Airways. And he did that religiously since I've been born. So I know for a fact, for 56 years he's been doing that, Simran. We haven't even done it for 56 days. Forget it, we haven't even done it for 56 hours. And this guy's done it for more than 56 years. I asked my dad the other day, my dad, because he was in hospital, I said, Dad, you know, to Simran shuru kita si, because I always love talking to good Sikhs, because it's a learning experience for you too. My dad, you know, to Sikh teacher, I say, because my mom and dad went from India to Singapore. Majority of my family is actually born in Singapore. And I can speak a little bit Malay. Hey, apa macam lah, makan lah. I can speak a little bit Malay too. Right? Makan means food. Easy one to remember, right? You're always hungry. Anyway, they came to England in 1956, and I was born in 63. My sister was born in 66. So when they came in 56, my dad couldn't find a job because England was very racist. I was born in a racist area, probably like, if you want to find the most hell place to be born in, I was born there. And we had fights with skinheads and rockers, and all we knew was how to fight. Like 5, 6, 7 fights a week was normal. I haven't had that many in 36 years living here. Right? It was normal. That's the kind of atmosphere we're in. And if you had a pug, first thing they do is attack your pug and your hair, and they take big boots and they'll kick you because they know that that's your disability. And even though we were part of the British regiment, we helped England gain power again from Germany in World War I and World War II. Sikhs are very highly regarded in Italy, in parts of Europe, because what they did for Europe in World War I and World War II. And I showed you guys those videos. In fact, I was going to show you guys one little clip today, right? But anyways, coming back to me, I cut my hair at the age of 16 simply before I got fed up with fighting for the body. I went to my dad and goes, Dad, you know I'm getting fights all the time. I can't take this anymore. Right? I'm always at a disability. Go in and never fight one-on-one. It's always like 3-4 of them against one. Right? I learned boxing at the age of 16. I mean, I did amateur boxing for about 3 years. You know, I learned really how to fight. I started off fighting my brothers first. My brothers were strong. So I used to do boxing with them, trying to learn. And my brothers were the kind of guy, it wasn't. They go bang. Because you learn how to take a punch, without that they're going to punch you. They're going to slap you. I used to take punches. My brothers would knock me down, I'll get out. Knock me down, and I get. Then I started getting good at it. And Sugar Ray Leonard was my idol, so I started learning about how Sugar Ray Leonard fights and started getting good at it. Then I knew my brothers don't want to fight anymore. They go, no, only about time here. But you must be getting good at it. Then I started learning from one friend how to do kickboxing. So I could put my kicks into it. And the problem was, the group I was hanging around with, I became I'm not saying I'm the toughest guy, but I was kind of up there because I knew martial arts and the rest of them did. So it's alright, Harmeet, come with us, man. We're going to go fight this guy, man. Because they know then they're going to fight, I'm going to do the fighting. Right? So I was kind of being used by the guys I was with as well. And then we started stealing cars and taking radios out, right? That's kind of the thing when we started with, because we're hanging around with the wrong crowd. We used to have a gang, we used to go out at night in the car looking for skinheads in front of pubs and stuff like that. We find them, then we used to have hammers and stuff in the car, we'd play them, because they used to do that to us. They used to beat Indians up. They see Indians coming from school at night, they warn them to stop beating them up. It was just a really, really bad era when I lived there. And I thought that's probably the worst time in hell for us living in England. And you guys are living in Singdale, in Carlsamore, and you guys are worried, should I keep a pub when you've got about 50 people in your school at least with a pub? And you're still worried. Right? You're worried someone see, wow, there's so many other Sikhs in the school. My nieces, my daughters, my kids, they're all way KSK, and they've never had a problem here. Never. No one's ever said anything to them. And they knew martial arts too. You know, my grandkids are learning martial arts. Our father's going to teach boxing this summer. Right? So he can protect himself. I don't want him to go and fight and beating people, but protect yourself in case you get hurt. So for 3 years I went through hell. From 16, from the time I cut my hair, to the age of 19, I went through hell. I used to drink so much that sometimes, you know when you throw up ulti, blood will escape thrown out. Blood will come out. And I would pretend that I didn't even see that, even though it was coming out from me, so I knew all that dirt is now coming out somewhere. I wouldn't even tell my friends I just threw up blood, because they're going to say, oh, don't do that. Imagine what much wrong things I was doing that was happening. And I told that incident before, it's not the first time. It's probably the first time in front of him. Now I have to explain to him why when I gave the call, that's okay, right? I used to have 2 earrings in my ear. Why do you have earrings? Used to, right? So it's kind of normal. Yeah, let's put an earring in your ear, you know, put a freaking hole in there, we can take it, you know. SF2, let's throw it in a hole. I hope I don't get asthma anyway. I don't know joke for nothing.
Part of it
Is it?
stuck in the right place.
Alright,
So
yeah.
that long ago we're talking about,
Yeah.
the yogis, when they're in the Himalayan cave in cold, and they used to meditate, and they don't have much oxygen.
Uh-huh.
So to prevent the asthma, they knew exactly where to cut it.
So in the right kind of a
Yeah.
pressure point, right?
So the pressure point. So once it gets stuck.
Oh, that pressure point didn't work on me though. I'll tell you, I had two of them in there. Still went bad.
Eventually it became a fashion, but that
Yeah,
was the
I know.
history.
I know, but I haven't seen any gurus wearing the earrings and stuff like that, so I'm sure that, you know, there's better ways in life. But yeah, I appreciate you telling us that. So you know what, it was kind of normal things, you know, fighting and drinking and things like that, and you know, my dad actually brought me to Canada for a 2-week vacation. I was only supposed to be here for 2 weeks. My dad brought me here for a 2-week vacation, hoping that I would get away from the Sangha that I was hanging around with. Right? And they were bad. The people that was with bad. I remember one time my friend, I can take a fuel out of a car even today. Right? You fill up your fuel in your car, I can take it out. You wouldn't know I took it out of your car. You used to take a pipe, you used to drop it, put it in the bucket, and fill up the whole, empty out your whole car into the bucket, take the bucket and stick it to our car. You think us young guys at 16 have money to spend on fuel? No. Can we take new fuel out? Yes. Is it stealing? Definitely stealing. Right? I can still do it to your car now. I still know how to do it. I might get a bit of fuel inside me, but I can still probably do it. Right? But I wouldn't. Maybe. What car you drive? Now I just come and take the keys. You won't even know.
Use mine, right? My car didn't keep up.
Tonight you're going to be saying, yeah, I'm pretty probably take my car. Anyway, jokes aside, right? And we were that bad. So my dad brought me here for a 2-week vacation. He goes, I want to get him out, change life and everything, you know, and whatnot. And I thank my dad that he did that. Right? But look how I thanked him. I'll tell you in a moment. I got here. Look, this is going to take about 10-15 minutes more. Are you guys okay? Anybody tired? That's not okay. Right? That's all right. Maybe there's lots of dogs here, but man, don't worry, that's fine. I'm still standing. Right? Anyways, when I came here, my dad left me here, and my brother was worried because my brother was living in Montreal. We had 2 brothers living in Montreal, and they had kids. He was worried that if that jungle is ਸਾਡੇ ਘਰ ਜਾਣੇ ਨੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਬਿਗਾੜ ਬਣੇ. I don't blame him. When you look at me, I have long hair like that. Yeah, I should walk like this, like everybody else. Oh, Uncle, Dad, Polly, how you are, bro? You know, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. I tell you guys not to do that, but I was doing that. I'm truthful. Okay. So my dad left me hoping for a change, and my brother thought, oh my God, I've got to look after this guy, right? Anyways, I was 19 at the time. Look, funny thing, coincidence, eh? I cut my hair on 16 when I was July the 4th. 16th birthday, and Guru Sahib brings me here on my 19th birthday, July the 4th. I came here. So half the World Cup in England, half the World Cup in Montreal. Italy won the World Cup that year. Rossi was a Golden Boot winner. I even remember that. And because I remember my neighborhood in Montreal was Ville La Salle, and there was a lot of Italians. So Italians were going crazy, and they never seen that kind of celebration before. Because in England, we never win anything. Nothing celebrates over there. We haven't won the World Cup since 1966 in England, right? So that's a long time. I was like 3 years old, I don't even remember it, right? So that's what it is, okay? When my mom died in England, and this is what's so surprising because my brother-in-law just died about 2 years ago, they bring the petty at home. So if somebody died, let's say I died in England, they're going to bring my coffin home. And everybody goes round the and they're all walking around like, it's like that. They just walk. Right? Okay, that time when my mom died, I remember my brother-in-law telling me, he goes, they used to call me Mick, and when I was younger, it's Harmeet to Mick, so it's going to be easy for them. They said, you be strong, okay, for your sister. My sister was only 11. I'm sorry, I was 11, she was only 8. Lose a mother at that age, that's really tough, trust me. Right? Especially in England, very tough, right? So, we're looking at everybody, he goes, don't you dare cry because your sister will see you and you cry. And I did try very hard not to cry. But then at that age, you don't even know what death is. You don't even know that she's gone nuts. She looks like she's just sleeping. I mean, I'm sure she's going to wake up. You're thinking all this stuff in your head. Then she used to work for British Airways. She used to come home from work around 4:30. Me and my sister for the next month and a half, 2, 3 months, were standing in the window waiting. Mommy won't run here. They only say she's gone. She's not really gone. Mom's coming. Then after 3 months, 4 months, we realized, you know what? It's not funny. It's tough. I even think now she loved Canada because she'd been here to see my brother. I could just imagine my mom was alive today, how much happy she would see to see the grandkids doing pizza and my daughters doing pizza. My daughters don't even know what she probably looked like, right? Maybe in a picture, that's about it. Right? It's tough. Right? Anyway, so coming back to Canada now. So I'm here, and my dad leaves me, and my brother's now worried about his own kids, you know. And I used to still do more than just smoking and drinking. I was a bit beyond that. Okay, chori, and I could steal a car like this. I swear I can go now and take one of your cars off and go for a ride and come back and give you say, happy Gurdwara Day, right? You know. So, anyways, what else could we do in those days? That's the only way we made money, right? We had no choice. Anyway, so my brother actually used to follow me sometimes. If you're really going to a park, if you're really going somewhere. One day I asked him, give me some money, I want to go see the movie Rambo. Remember Rambo? When Rambo came out. I said, I want to go downtown and watch Rambo. So my brother being nice, gave me, some money that in that train, take the metro and go to see Rambo. I didn't. I went to the bank, stole the car, took it for a ride to downtown. Spent the money, came back, and he goes, Chunga Rambo, Chungi si, I said, both nice. And then he went Rambo, Chunga, I down, and he knew I was lying because he had already seen it. Right? So how could you trust me? I was lying like left and right. Knew nothing but lie, but cheat, but fight, be angry all the time. I was an angry kid. Right? So anyways, time came. I remember one time I went to a park and had a cigarette. I had one in my ear here. You're trying to be cool to your ear. I am tough and everything. And I'm coming back. My brother's coming with Papi. He's walking there. He goes, "You can take us in my pocket." Had to kick around with the ball and this and that, British accent, like strong. Yeah, kick the ball around, Mike, like that. Because you could shoot the custom, because you promise you're not going to do that. I'm like, "Hey, man, you get so many." Okay, so what's that over there then? Lying again. He found it. And you know what? I deserved it, and I think God played his role too. He's always getting me into trouble for some reason. So I'm sitting in the park crying one day, and this is where my life changed. I'm sitting in the park and I'm crying, and I'm going, "Rabbal, I remember this talk from Gurdwara. This is probably the only talk I ever remember, because my favorite shabad was Mitra Pyare nu haal marita na kehna." Mitra Pyare nu haal fakira na kehna, to marita na kehna. Right? That was my favorite shabad. Because I remember that time listening to Katha that Guru Gobind Singh gave everything away. His two younger sons, older sons, everything constantly. Ma Pyo, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, Mata Gujari gave everything. The whole generation of his family was given to Khalsa Panth. We can't even give one of our sons. We can't even give you a thumb away. And he gave his whole Swansea cousin. And he knew, even till today, there's no generation Guru Gobind Singh's family. He gave everybody at that time when Khalsa was created. Everyone was given that. I was lucky just now. I went to Gurdwara Mata Sundari Ji da Gurdwara, which is Mata Sundari Ji's sanskar hoya si, where she was actually buried. I went to that Gurdwara, and I never knew the Gurdwara was 15 minutes from my hotel. I was so fortunate. By luck, I found it. Right? So anyway, that day came. I'm sitting there, and I remember I shabad, "Tu mera mata, tu mera pita."
Tu mera pita, tu mera mata.
Thank you. That shabad. Tu mera mata, tu mera pita. Sare nu pata hai shabad. Tu mera mata, tu mera pita. Right?
Tu mera pita,
Tu mera pita, tu mera mata. Tokna cheda bande. Right? Tu mera pita, tu mera mata. So I'm saying that I actually said to God that that's BS. I'm talking to God now. I said that's BS. I don't believe that. You're saying to mera pita, to mera mata, but I don't believe that. And I didn't even now look at it, how did I even talk like that to God? Right? Because I was so corrupted, my brain was so whacked out, I didn't even know what I'm talking about. But I'm saying that tu mera pita hai nahi, tu mera mata hai nahi. Pita mera sigo woman chhad ke chala gaya. He left me here. And not that I'm blaming my dad, I'm glad he did. Okay? Because when I cut my hair and came home, my dad looked at me as if he'd seen a ghost. I remember, I'll never forget that day, what my dad's eyes looked that day. He was so upset. He never said nothing. He just looked at me and he just turned around and walked away. And I knew I hurt him because he was a really good right? Anyways, coming back to this, I'm saying that I don't believe that that's BS. You took my mom, now my dad's left me, I've got nothing left. Why didn't you just take me too? I think you got no. And I'm crying, I'm all my eyes out and said that, take me. I've got nothing left for. That's the day it changed my life, but that's the day when the police came to the park. I have no clue why the police were at the park. It's not like anybody was doing anything bad. It's a quiet area, it's the daytime, everyone's at work. I'm probably literally the only one just sitting there in the bushes, and he came and he goes to me, "There's a complaint in the neighborhood that you're taking drugs." And honestly, I'm standing at Gurdwara, I was not taking any drugs that time either. I wasn't doing that. They go, no, you're giving drugs to kids and stuff like that. And I said, no, I'm not. And I said, sir, I think you got a mistake. It's not me. And they would say, no, let's go. Let's go to your house. So now I'm freaking out because I have to go and see my brother. My brother really doesn't believe me, doesn't trust me, he's been following me around, and the police came to his house. And I'm in trouble, right? I'm in trouble, seriously in trouble. And I got home, he knocked the door, my brother came out, boom, slap, right across my face. And I'm 19, and I was a black belt. So it's not like I couldn't fight with my brother. I said, yeah, come on then, try to hit me again now. And the police going, no, you can't touch him, he's 19. And there's Bill Millie going in the doorway, and I'm going like nuts, like what the hell's going on here? I still couldn't focus. My brain, what's going on?
Who smacked you?
Oh, you're going to go and ask him, though. I'm not going to tell you who did it.
Who smacked you? Your brother?
Yeah, one of them, right? I got 5 of them, so guess which one it is. Anyway, so went inside, and there's a big meeting, and the police going, my brother's just saying, no, the police have never been to my house, you're the first one to bring police to my house, blah, 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 and all that. And they're saying that he was doing things to the kids and stuff. And I go, I don't know where they're coming up with the story from. But that's okay. Now I'm glad they did come up with that story. Because that day my brother told me that I'm going to be, he's going to take me on a flight and send me back to him. And it's good. Because, and I'm, arguing with him because I still probably got a red mark on my face was boom, boom, boom with the heat. So that day I knew where my brother hides his money, so I took about $100, $200 from his pocket. Right, that's good. I'll go back and I'll waste it, whatever I do, and when I die. And I honestly think I would have lasted maybe 1 to 3 months in England and I would have died. I would not be here today. Definitely 100% because of the things I was doing. 100%. I really believe that my life was extended by Guru Sahib. My Babiji came to me, my brother's wife, and she goes to me midday, "Tu kyoni wada?" What else is somebody supposed to say to somebody who's that bad? That's why I tell you guys, when I see people say, "Mera pot wo kharab, meri thi wo kharab," I say, I'm from pits of hell. They can't be a fool. So if I can't help myself, I can certainly help them. I'll try my best. Right? That's why your mother brings you. That's why your mom brings you. That's why you're here today. He just came from India, by the way, a week ago. I met him in India. We became friends. Right? And I thought, let's bring him to class. And he's coming home with Chara Karya. And poor guy came. He's probably stunned right now. I didn't know Uncle was like that. Right? And that's why Pedji said, that's why Paji is so glad to see you the talk. Okay? Because it hits me here that we can get together and try to become Sikhs together. Because somebody got me onto this path. Those 2 cops who pulled me home, which I didn't do. But then, so my papi goes to me to Barakla. She goes to holy sharab chutney, to holy meat chutney. Baki ji said, "Ek kuri bar rakhla." And you know what my answer was? Papi ji, I don't want to be a part-time Sikh. I don't believe in part-time Sikh. Mummy can you see part-time? Nahi banda, full-time banda. I want to be a full-time Sikh. So I'm not going to drink ever again. I'm not going to do any of those stuff anymore. And I promise now, but you got one condition, Papi ji, you have to do for me. She goes, what? Anything. Tell me, what can I do for you? That poor thing used to work at Humpty Dumpty. I remember they make chips and stuff in Montreal. It's a big store. You know, like you have chips over here, crisps or whatever you call them. They used to make them there. She used to work in the heat. Okay, hard work. She used to come from work around 1:30 in the morning. I used to tell her to sing on the jagage, minna nekne ka. Part katte kara. She said, done, deal. Right? So she used to come, have a shower, bichari part kar this menu na utha. And I was up for it. I don't know what happened in that one day. Boom, to get up and I want. Pehla meri te papi di tu main honi. Main ke papa tu floni hai because it gives me atmosphere of the Gurdwara. She said tu mere sang nu lag di mere part nahi karu. 5:30 10 mein to tu main honi. So we used to have an argument before part started. It just shows you how focused we were at that time, right? And then I started going to Gurdwara. And even when I started going to Gurdwara, my brother used to follow me. He told me after, I didn't even know. He still couldn't believe that this guy changed. My in-laws, because we have 3 brothers married to 3 sisters, right? I don't know if you guys knew that. With 3 brothers married to 3 sisters. My in-laws thought I kept a pug because I wanted to get married. Who gets married at 19? They think my pug rakhi koi vyah karana. No. I'm just thinking my Gurwal banna. Right? Forget a vyah. Do you ever think at night, how old are you now? Do you ever 29? Okay, you probably think of getting married. Did mommy and daddy get married?
They do, but
I'll find you a girl. Okay, don't worry. Alright, we'll talk that offline. I'll find you a good girl. Right? So anyway, I'm not a married viewer, don't worry. Alright? Anyway, I'll get you introduced to my brother, he'll probably find someone for you. Right? So anyways, I started going to Gurdwara. My first wish when I started going to Gurdwara was I wanted to do. Hey? I don't want to get stuck. No, the thing is, if I get a girl for him, then all you guys say, "Sadi bhi lovely, Sadi kuri bhi lovely." Sadi kuri 16 ki pare unni de hoya na. You got married at 19, but come on, we can get her married at 19. So you be careful now, eh? Mom's got ideas now. Right? Anyway, I came to the Gurdwara, Lasheen Gurdwara. We used to have a lovely river in front of us, St. Lawrence River. In the winter, they used to freeze it out. We used to skate there. We used to learn how to play hockey. You know, it's not that I didn't enjoy playing sports and stuff. I love sports. I've been playing soccer since I was 5 years old. We played at very high level soccer as well. It was almost semi-pro level soccer too. So, you know, I mean, I loved it. And I was the only Sikh with a turban. Forget it, I was the only Sikh in the whole league playing soccer in Montreal. I worked for Air Canada and I played for the Air Canada team as well, right? So I had a reputation there because, you know, people always see there's a Sikh running around. He tells us, "Oh, you old man, get off the freaking field." And I'm thinking, bloody, I'm 19, right? They're telling me to get off the field because they see me with a pug on, right? But it didn't deter. In fact, I even designed the pug myself. This pug is like Singapore, England style, but I designed a round pug. I call it aerodynamic pug because I worked in aviation. Because every time I headed the ball, my pug never came off. Even when I did martial arts, my pug never came off. It's really good. And I'll show you, I'll wear it one day and I'll show you guys how it is, right? Anyway, starting to go to Gurdwara. My wish was I wanted to do Rehra Part to do grandson. But the problem was I did not do Part. So I was thinking, how do I fulfill that wish? So I thought, okay, I found a good girl that's Nitaneb in English. So Punjabi de vich the English de vich so the translation. So in English I went Rehra Sahib Ik Onkar Satguru Prasad Slok Mela Pella. It took me 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours to do that. That's what Guru said. Now it literally takes me about 15 minutes to do. But I loved it. I loved it. And I finished and I go, wow, I actually did part of this. I was enjoyed the seva and I was reading the part. And people probably came up today one day, what a weird guy doing part at the age of whatever I was, right? Because there weren't many people my age that were doing that, right? And then I did a Ras. You know Ras Khani you only see 50 Sache Pasha, I don't know, thank you, you helped me, please, you know, kirpa karo, naam japao, whatever I could say. And he did. And it worked. So I started going to Gurdwara every weekend, open up the washrooms for women and men, because I knew no one's going to come around 5 in the morning. Started cleaning the washrooms, Guru Kirpa now, doing Jode and Seva. And I always wanted to learn how to make deg. I always remember the sweet snow when my dad made it because of the program at house or something like that. So I asked this thing to teach me how to make deg, so I learned deg. I was making deg one day so much, and there was so much stuff to Seva to do, I actually spilled tail on my arm. So I like then I poured AJ packets again. You know, like bubbles. Right? Got bubbles all over my arm. But I said, that's right. I got paap kita hai, paap lona bhi hai. So I didn't mind. That's okay, let's keep going. Patti badi fir lagi seva karna. We were the first. I remember then 2 weeks later, this lady came up to me. She goes, "What tu kinna siyana, tu ta inna changa tu the seva ka." And I said, no, you don't know me. You don't know how siyana mahega. I'm still learning. And she's going to her own son. She goes, "Mera kutta dangar nahi chood honda." I'm thinking, what did you just call her? Kutta dangar, right? I said, okay. Then I'm trying to wonder, what does kutta dangar actually mean? A kutta is a dog, I think. I wasn't even sure what a dangar was. Right? I had to go and ask somebody, how dangar bhi honda? No, dangar satya, right? And I thought, why? Because she actually named them English names. I forgot what the name. What was his name? It was like Steve, Joe, you know, like that kind of name, right? So if you name them Gore, what do you expect them to be Gursix? Like, I mean, you know, and look at here even. You got Gurvinder Singh Real Estate, bracket Gary. Right? So Gurvinder Singh, Sukhi or Steve. That's what we're doing. We come on those planes from India, right? We look at Dharmendras and Amitabh Bachchan, and we want to put here, yo man, right up the house. Were you trying to do that the other day? No. Right? So, you know, we want to be something that we're not. We're trying to be Gore, like I was trying to be like a Gore, because I lived with Gore, right? But don't forget, they have other things that they do that are not good. So they smoke, they drink, they do drugs, they have divorces. I mean, everybody does that. But it's a package deal. So you go up another sara package check you. They're not going to give you put it to Gora Banya. They're going to say you come this, you come that, then drugs, all that package deal, and then try to do wife we need to give them the only for the that's not going to help. Right? So all these things factor when you stay away from Guru side. Right? Because Guru I started listening to Katha. I started listening to Simran in the morning. That time we saw this tape. I remember that tape my brother bought me after he finally convinced I was actually doing the right thing. He bought me a tape that automatically rewinded. When it got to the end, it rewinded. So I had to listen to Simran. Half an hour passed and suddenly stopped and it rewinded again. Okay, go again. everything to get closer and closer and closer. Then I remember we used to play soccer, and one day our coach was telling us, sit down and you touch your toes, right? And my brother was that time around 36, 40 years old, and he couldn't grab his toes. He could just about get to his ankle. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I don't want to be like that 36, 40. So I started really training. I started to weight and train. I started adding kickboxing on the bag so I could keep myself in shape. People didn't even know how old I was. People didn't even know I got married at 19. Somebody come in, what the tera penda kera? Penda ki gal tha main kehna si mera pend hi London a. I didn't know my pend, right? Because I've been to Punjab when I was younger. I don't remember anything. Right? So, it was kind of comic. They used to always try to ask me questions related to that. Right? And I couldn't understand that. Then my bapu ji would come in and say, pata kyun puch rahe hai? Tera pend ki hai, tere maa piyo ki ho. Main kyun puchhan lage bhai tera vyah hoya ki nahi? Because they don't know I'm married. Because nahi hai, unhone pata lage to kuch lagta hi younger. I was only 19 when I got married. 19 years old. My wife was only 19 when we got married. Right? I met my wife at the age of 16. So, sorry, go ahead. If I blessed out?
Yeah.
Which time?
During the Simran where you the body.
I'll tell you the best time I've ever had in my life. There's 2 times that I can tell you. I mean, there's a lot. There was a time during that time when we used to do Simran with a whole family, my papi and my neighbors, we all started doing Simran together. And there was one time there that I can't even explain to you. Because when you do get to that level, it's tough to explain what that level is until you try it yourself. Right? If I can explain to you, then everybody will be doing it. Right? It's difficult, but it's just that focusing on it. You're focusing right here. Right? I did a bit more research on it, and I've asked some good Sikhs about it as well. I asked my dad about it. Because Prithvi Pal Singh is a good friend of my dad, and Prithvi Pal Singh is very good at archery. He's actually won a lot of divisions in England. Good Sikh Apura, right? And he's won archery competitions in England. And he sent me pictures. He told me about my dad. And my dad doesn't say much. He'll just say, he said that your dad used to go into another level altogether. Because like even us Singhs, as a Simran Kadasi, when he used to get, because that is all focusing. It comes from your belly button, because that's where you attach it when you're with your mother. Right? So it comes from your, then you want to bring it to your heart next. Right? Where your heart actually wants to do Simran. You actually want to be part of Guru Sahib. Right? Now you're urging to be part of him. You want his darshan. Right? Because Sachi Pasha, for the 4 Sunday sheet hoye ne, the Nekal Gursikh sheet hoye, tusi menu ko do darshan de. The do aada banana. Right? That's from your heart. From the heart you get to the next level when you actually take it to your Dasman Tawar. So you're going so tense, that's the time when you can't even explain it to somebody. It becomes so difficult to explain. It's like a blind person saying, I hear the dog, but he can't tell you what the dog looks like, he can't tell you what the dog feels like until he touches it. Right? The blind man trying to say, oh, kutta hai ga, oh, kada main sunna. But kutta kada lagda, I don't know, anna maine deena nahi. And that's how you become doing Simran. By Ranjit Singh, I read his jail chief before. He was in the British time when they wanted to take over India, and they had black turban protests going on against the British for what they're doing. Jallianwala Bagh, just now it's been 100 years, when they shot so many innocent people. It was around that time. By Ranjit Singh, Simran, both of them. Both Jale. I have not even close to 1 year. Feeling it now. it's you see something what you're believing, right? It comes with practice, but it comes with its experience and belief, but it also comes with your faithful Guru Sahib. Right? If you're just doing it because you think you're just doing it that you might do good things, it won't. But if you really focus on it and you bring, because that's also a yoga position too. I realize it. They go above yoga. Yoga you can get powers. You can turn tables upside down. You can get other powers that you want. But Guru Sikhs don't go beyond. They go beyond that. Right? And I'll give you an example. When Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji was going to give his life away, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji knew Muslim Islamic community ne kehta si that we're going to take Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji and we're going to behead him. Right? We're going to capture him and behead him. Before they could even capture him, Guru Tegh Bahadur started walking towards him anyway. Right? It's not that they're going to capture Guru Tegh Bahadur. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji knew it was my time to come. That's the only way the Hindu Dharam would be saved. Brahman aise ke unhone kinna ne save karna. And I was reading an article in India that they said if it wasn't for Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji and Guru Gobind Singh Ji and the Sikhs that came, and even the 21 Sikhs did a Shido in the movie Kesari, Hindustan will be a different country altogether today. Hindustan will not be what India would not be what India is now. There will be a different India, right? The only thing is that they learn in their syllabus about Akbar, but they learn very little about Sikhs. And even the movie Kesari, they said it should be part of the regular syllabus in India, how those 21 Sikhs gave their life. Anybody seen Kesari? You saw it? Amazing, eh? It's like Braveheart, right? In fact, one of the scenes actually is Braveheart. Did you get a chance to see it? Kesari? You've got to see it. It's still playing in the theater, I think, if you haven't seen it.
Sarposh.
Yeah, Sarposh. If you have Netflix, there's actually one called Sarposh.
Sarposh. Saragri.
Saragri. Saragri is a little fort that those Sikhs were trapped in when the 10,000 Mughal Afghanistanis came. Right? It's quite a history. So coming back to what you're saying, when we started doing Simran there, it was great, and then I came away. My Bapuji, my father-in-law, I always call him Silent Bhagat. He used to quietly be seen, we're watching a hockey match, he'd be quietly with Mala. He used to go, there's times we used to go to in Montreal. The Gurdwara was right next to a river, and it was so cold in the winter. There's times when we Bapuji were walking backwards because there's so much wind coming that we were supposed to go this way in the snowstorm, we ended up going that way. And then we looked back at the Gurdwara together, we couldn't see it because there's so much snow. In Montreal back in the 80s, it was so cold. We used to play hockey in the minus 20, 25. You wouldn't even go out in minus 20, 25 today. Right? So we got to get used to it, playing hockey in that winter. So we used to go. So when Bapuji passed away, I'm going to make it short because he was very bhakti wala. My Bapuji did a lot of kheti baad, so he was a farmer. The thing is, when he was younger, he didn't realize, and nobody does in India, probably even today they don't realize, that the pesticide that they're putting in the farm, it's not good for your lungs. Bapuji's never been sick as long as I remember. We used to go to he never used to get tired. And he was a Fauji. In fact, he used to walk like this with a limp because there was a bomb that went off near where he was hiding, and a piece of his foot kind of got cut off from the bomb or from the shredders from it. Right? But he was such a brave person, right? I never said nothing, such a humble person too. So when the time came for him to go, his lungs kind of gave up on him. He couldn't breathe well, so he had a little oxygen box with a bottle. We used to bring him to the Gurdwara. We used to sit there in the sun as we were doing Kirtan. All my family were doing Kirtan. My baby Bapuji lived with us for, I think, about 22 years, something like that. Bapuji passed away first, and my baby. And the day my Bapuji passed away, this is where the spiritual comes up. And I'm going to tell you, this was one of my best days of my life. Okay? My wife calls me. She goes, Harmeet, Bapuji's about to go. Come over right now. So it was Sunnybrook Hospital, Bayview and Lawrence area. So went down to the hospital. I used to do 2 jobs at that time, so my wife can stay home and look after my daughters, take them to school, take them to Kirtan programs and Punjabi class, whatnot. So I'll work harder, right? Anyways, I came from work. It was around, I don't know what time it was, around 7, 8 o'clock. It was just getting dark at that time, that day. It was like a summer day. When I came there, the doctor literally said that Bapuji is like a cabbage. It's like a vegetable. He can't move. He's like parallel. He can't sit. He can't talk. He's just going to lie down, and probably he will die like that. That's what the message was. So they told. Okay? And I told this class. I remember the day that happened, I came and told the whole story to this class. I don't know if any of you guys were here at that time, but you remember Benji? Wow, that was a long time ago. And I was like, oh my God, I was so emotional. We actually shut the door, and this hall was packed. That's why I tell you, you guys can make it big again if you guys just help out with it, right? Bring a friend, bring a family, bring a sister, brother, and we can grow, right? Don't worry, we're going. I know you're looking at the time, right?
No.
You calling me?
Yeah, he was looking for Skatar, right?
Yeah, I'll tell you that in a moment. Don't jump the gun now. Right? So here's the really, this is spiritual, okay? We'll tell you the story and then we'll go, right? I'll tell you my father's story next week. Okay, he was bhakti wala too. My dad always said it, because मैंने सामने बंदी सी कि तू कितना हमारे पास चल गया जो ऐसे सारे अमरतारी बन के सी सेवा करते गुरुद्वारे जाने सी I couldn't understand कि तू कितना वाल करते तो चल गया. Then I realized that Guru Sahib showed you the negativity because now you're doing camps and classes. My dad used to come here sometimes. He used to tell me stories in the class. The story I used to tell Dad to say bolo kine ne me toni bol bana tu hi jaake das. He used to tell me the stories that they share with the Sangha. It's so good. What a teamwork. Anyway, Coming back to my Bapuji, so he's lying down there with there, and for me, I remember Katha and Keith and everything. The last moment when you're about to die, if you're thinking of your kids, Surji Jun Mil Diya, right? If you're thinking about Maya, Sapadi Jun Mil Diya, and so on. Gurbani cho hunda na. So I'm thinking that Bapuji should be thinking about nothing else, right? So I'm there, and let's just say Bapuji is lying down here. I just put my hand on his forehead, and we start going, what? There was a Gauri that was there, I remember her. My daughters were standing there, my wife, my Papiji, and maybe a few, but we're all doing similar. There's a Gauri, when someone's about to die, they usually, the hospital people assign a lady to help that family in case they need to do a prayer or something like that. And she's standing there, and she starts doing similar too. So we're all going, my Bapuji, and I'm not kidding you, he's literally bouncing off the bed like this. And he's not supposed to be moving. He's not supposed to be speaking. So how's the Waheguru coming out of his mouth? How is he doing that? Right? That's the power of Guru Sahib, right? And it's going to get better. So he's doing similar. Why? 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. Continued similar. Right? And then eventually Bapuji kind of opened his eyes and he told everybody to go out. So everybody kind of left out the room and he looked at me and we continued another 2 hours. That was the time, was one of my best moments. I can't even tell you what happened in that room. Only me and him will know. But he was in the stance and he took my stance to another level too. So both went, and then I went out. As I went out, the doctor was there and he's asking my family, what's going on here? Where's this noise and this spiritualness coming from? Because why is he even bouncing up and down? And that's not supposed to be happening, right? Because this is not normal. And then we're trying to explain to him that God is never normal. You hear miracles, well, that was a miracle happened like that. The lady comes to me and goes, can you explain to me what you guys were saying? I said, Waheguru means Wah, Guru, right? Waheguru to Kirtan. Waheguru to Kirtan. All the blessings that you get from Waheguru. She goes, I just want to remember that for next time too. Right? Okay, so nothing happened that day. Night one. Next day, my wife called me around 1 o'clock, 1:30. Bapuji's about to go to Ajahan hospital. So I went there. Bapuji's not supposed to be moving. Bapuji's not supposed to be speaking. He's supposed to be just a cabbage, paralyzed, lying down, right? Wrong. As I come there, he's sitting up on the bed. And he's doing tunga. He's doing his dari. He's looking for his kakar, maybe karpan kathiya. He's looking to make a shera paya, right? Everything. He's in that. He goes like this to the whole family. We're all there, me, my kids, we're all there. Right? So me making up stories, you can prove it from my kids will tell you the real story. Exactly what I'm telling. Right? Bapuji lies down. My brother-in-law puts a blanket on him. He takes the blanket and he throws it. And starts doing similar. Half an hour, 45 minutes, similar. Okay? Now Bapuji's not wearing anything. He's got kashara, he's got skafan, he's got everything. He's just like this and doing similar. The reason he even threw the blanket is because he was going to show us something. And I'll never forget that. That's why I'm telling you the story. And I was told it that day when I came to the class, right after the class. So he's doing similar. So let's say he's not wearing anything, right? So you're looking like this, right from his belly button. It's like a, you see like a ball, right through his skin, coming through like this. My brother-in-law, I was actually making a video, and they're going, oh, Aki, and I'm not even, I know they're saying something, but I'm ignoring it because I just want to concentrate on Simran, and Bapuji's last word has got to be Simran. Right? So it's going like this, all the way like all left the body instantly same. Alright? When that happened, my wife goes to the class now. It was a Friday. It was actually Friday. I think when he passed it was around 3:30, 4 o'clock. She goes to the class now, they're looking at schools, this and that. I gotta go and tell the Sangat this. This is what the Sangat needs to listen to. God knows how many lives are going to change from this one story alone. Come on, I gotta go. She goes, okay, take Bukchis in Niku. That's my son. But how old are you now? 9. He's about a bit younger than that. Right? My son. So I took him with me. So they only put Shabda Shakake, Paji used to come into Keaton, then the Keaton goes to Paji, right? I knew the class was going to be long that day, just like today. Right? So I'm trying to catch up with all the days I missed. Right? The class is going to be long. So I told the son, lock the doors, nobody go to washroom, today just stand and listen. because you need to listen to it properly. And all this, I told the proper long version of everything that happened, right? And I go, so I came here, Matha Tek, my son. I told my son, put the Prashada Shake, Matha Tek Prashada Shake Upar Aaji. Right? So he said, yeah, Dad, no problem. So I came, did the class, he came, he listened, then he went home with my brother. I didn't know what was going on in his mind. And he's a little kid. What does a little kid know about that? He doesn't know much at that age, right? And he's a very quiet kid anyway. He doesn't say much to anyone. So I got home and my wife goes to me, Bakshi Singh, my son says Bakshi Singh. Anybody knows who Bhai Jeevan Singh is? Anybody? You know Bhai Jeevan Singh, right? Bhai Jeevan Singh is the one who actually did that last for, after 4 daughters, he did the last for my son to be born. And he was actually in town and he actually kept the name Bakshi Singh on it too. He just took Amrit, just Bakshi. I'm so kind of proud of him as well, right? So that he took the initiation to become part of Guru Sahib, to be part of what we are now, right? And he plays tabla and the kids with people. So it's wonderful. It's just Guru blessings from him. And Bibi Bapuji the Sisa and then Dad the Sisa Milioni, right? Anyways, we came home and my wife goes, what is Bakshi Singh saying? I said, well, what is he saying? He goes, he's saying that ਜਦੋਂ ਮੱਥਾ ਟੇਕਣ ਗਿਆ ਡੈਡੀ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਚਲ ਗਿਆ ਮੈਂ ਮੱਥਾ ਟੇਕਣ ਗਿਆ ਤੇ ਬਾਪੂ ਜੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਆ ਕੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਸਾਰੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਮੈਂ ਠੀਕ ਹਾਂ and he walked away and he took ਮੱਥਾ ਟੇਕ he went and ਲੰਗਰ came up to class and came home said ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਬਾਪੂ ਜੀ ਮਿਲੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਤੂੰ ਕੀ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਿਆ ਮੰਮੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਬਾਪੂ ਜੀ ਚਲ ਗਏ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਸੀਗੇ you guys figure this out right because ਬਾਪੂ ਜੀ loved coming to this gurdwara he was with us here all the time ਜੋ ਸੰਗਤ ਦਾ ਪਿਆਰ ਸੀ right ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਣਾ ਤੇ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਸਿੱਖੀ 'ਚ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਤੇ ਸਿੱਖੀ 'ਚ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਦੂਜੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਜਾਵਾਂਗੇ ਦੂਜੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਤੋਂ ਜੰਮ ਲੈਣ ਆਉਣੇ ਆ ਜਦੋਂ ਜੰਮ ਲੈਣ ਆਏ ਨਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਮੂੰਹ ਖੋਲਣਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਟਾਫ ਹੋਣੀਆਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਦੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਕੱਢਣਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਬਾਹਰ ਕੱਢਣਾ ਨਾ that soul is going to feel so much pain you have no idea what kind of pain you're going to be feeling that time that will be the worst moment in your life there's no pain like that on this world ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨੇ ਕੁੱਟ ਮਾਰ ਕੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਣਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਅੱਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਾਉਣਾ ਕਿਤੇ ਪਾਉਣਾ ਫਿਰ ਧਰਮਰਾਜ ਕੋਲ ਪਹੁੰਚਣਾ and don't forget Dharamraj line is not short because our Kaljug Sama there's everybody doing paths so many paths going on by the time you actually get to Dharamraj God knows how long it's going to take ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨੇ ਦੱਸਣਾ open up because this is your life let's see what you did good let's see what you did bad you reap for what you did wrong and you're rewarded for what you did good ਸਾਂਝੇ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਸਿੱਖ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਿਆਰਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦੀ ਰਹਿਣੀ ਪਿਆਰੀ right? That's what it is. I know you're getting tired, huh? You can know. You okay, any questions, guys, quickly? Thank you. Why were you laughing? We got you on video, by the way, so you have to explain it. Now you're on camera. Want to put the camera that way?
No.
No, I didn't suggest to it last year.
Oh, I didn't know it was that funny.
I find it was the most enjoyable experience I've had.
Really, yeah? Well, I'll tell you, while we quick short one, very short, like 2 minutes. Kabir Bhagat ਕਾਫੀ ਗਰੀਬ ਸੀਗੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਭਗਤੀ ਵਾਲੇ ਸੀ ਕਬੀਰ ਭਗਤ ਜਦੋਂ ਕਬੀਰ ਭਗਤ ਛੋਟੀ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਮਾਂ ਨਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਪਣੇ ਗੁਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਗੁਰ ਲਾਈਕ ਸ਼ੂਗਰ ਗੁਰ ਰੱਖਦੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਸੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਏਡਾ ਵੀ ਪੁੱਤ ਤੂੰ ਚੰਗਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨਾ ਜਾਂ ਪਾਠ ਕਰਨਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਉਹ ਗੁਰ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਰੱਬ ਨੇ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਗੁਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਇਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਕਹਾਣੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਰਾਈਟ ਸੋ ਗੁਰ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਉਹ ਬਾਬਾ ਫਰੀਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਅੱਛਾ ਮੈਂ ਕਬੀਰ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਓਕੇ ਸੋ ਸੌਰੀ ਰੋਂਗ ਵਨ Kabir Bhagat, let's go back to Kabir Bhagat. Kabir Bhagat na ek puri funeral ਚ ਗਿਆ just like Sanji she found it funny and actually ਜਿਹੜੇ ਭਗਤੀ ਵਾਲੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ funeral ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੱਬ ਹੀ ਚੇਤਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ Kabir Bhagat ਗਏ ਤੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਸਾਰੇ funeral ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ Kabir Bhagat ਪਿੱਛੇ ਬੈਠੇ ਭਗਤੀ ਕਰੀ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਘਰੇ ਆਏ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਮਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਮੈਂ ਹੀਰੇ ਮੋਤੀ ਕਮਾ ਕੇ ਆਇਆ I created diamonds and rubies today ਮੈਂ ਭਗਤੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਮਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀ ਗੱਲ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਭਗਤ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ hard to regular people you understand what they're talking about because we haven't been to that level we don't know what they're talking about you know so ਉਹ ਫਿਰ ਕਬੀਰ ਭਗਤ ਦੂਜੇ ਦਿਨ ਗਿਆ ਇੱਕ ਹੋਰ funeral ਆਇਆ ਮਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਮੈਂ ਹੀਰੇ ਮੋਤੀ ਕਮਾ ਕੇ ਆਇਆ ਮਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਬੀਰ ਭਗਤ ਕੀ ਬੋਲਦੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਕੀ ਕਰਦਾ so she followed him ਉੱਥੇ funeral ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਬੀਰ ਭਗਤ ਬੈਠਾ ਮਾਂ ਆਈ ਪਤਾ ਤੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਕੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਹੀਰੇ ਮੋਤੀ ਕਮਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਸਾਰੇ ਰੱਬ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਲੈ ਰਹੇ that's one thing about funeral everyone will be praying I remember one of my friends who played soccer with me. I never seen him at the Gurdwara ever, but on his father's day, he used to drink Simran and everything too. And I think they go, "Joro Rab ne muh to kadana kadai lena." Right? So that's the thing. The thodi marjiya at the end, what you going to be?
It's Bhagat Kabir.
Bhagat Kabir. Thank you. Bhagat Kabir. Right? It's up to you. What do you want at the end when you leave this world? And don't think you have a long life. We don't have a long life. We have no idea how long a life is. We hope we have a long life. You got a question? Sorry, Miss Sunani. Let's leave it for next week. Yeah, we'll leave that for next week. So you got something to look forward to. But next week, the class I was actually going to do today, and don't forget, when I come into a class, I do a task first. You said, "Se paashe jo bhi sabab mein dasna tusi dasna." I don't think no wisdom, no knowledge, I'm intelligent. Just a regular guy. Okay? You go to after one. Next week is a must for you guys to come to class. I really must. One, I'll share that story. I promise 20 minutes check TV kara do. But the class next week is a must. It's a game changer for anybody's life. So please, and if you can bring friends, families, friends, mom, देखो ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਾਰਟੀਆਂ ਕਰਨੀਆਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਏਡੀ ਲਿਸਟ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ ਖਾਣੇ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਡੋ ਗੁੱਸੇ ਹੋਏ ਨਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਸੱਦਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਕੁੜੀਏ ਚੱਲਣਾ ਆ ਚੱਲਣਾ ਸੱਦਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਾਈਟ you call everybody right so ਮੇਰੇ ਫੋਨ 'ਚ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਫੋਨ ਕਰ ਦੋ WhatsApp ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਕਮ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਯਾਰ ਮੈਂ ਸੱਦਿਆ ਮੈਨੇ ਗੁੱਸੇ ਨਾ ਹੋਣਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਭਲਾ ਹੋਣਾ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਜਾਣੇ ਨੂੰ ਲਿਆਉਂਦਾ ਨਾ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਵੀ ਮੱਥਾ ਟੇਕਿਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਮੱਥਾ ਟੇਕਿਆ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਵੀ ਭਲਾ ਉਹਦਾ ਵੀ ਭਲਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਭਲਾ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਲਿਆਂਦਾ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮਾਂ-ਪਿਓ ਨੂੰ ਭੈਣ ਨੂੰ ਬ੍ਰਦਰ ਨੂੰ ਸਿਸਟਰ ਨੂੰ ਫਰੈਂਡਸ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਉਹ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਜਾਣਾ ਹੀ ਪੈਣਾ ਚੱਲ ਪੁੱਟ ਕੇ ਮੈਂ ਨਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਨਾਈਸਲੀ ਪਿਆਰ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਆ ਜਾਓ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਇੱਕ ਦਿਨ ਤੱਕ ਸੋਚੇ ਚੰਗਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗੇ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਨਾ ਆਇਓ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਨਾਲ ਕਹਿ ਦਿਓ give it one chance you don't like it don't come again I'm sure with the class next week they will like it so do try let's try to fill up at least half the hall then I can basically the people that came let's try to fill up the other half of the hall let's bring it to that we used to have like 700 students at one time we started this class well actually we started this class with about this many people we started it I don't remember what year we started 1991 92 89 I can't remember 26 years ago so count back I'm not that good at math so the India wale bahut good honde math so the ratte log ne 1 times 2 1 times 3 you know 20 times 20 ਆਪਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਨਾ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਤੇ 20 times calculator ਕੱਢ ਲਾਂਗੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ 20 times 20 right so you know count 26 years back that's the year we started this class with 20 people there was no Gurdwara building there used to be utte hut honde si I don't know if any of you were that long I don't know there used to be huts well I came to Montreal in 82 we moved to Toronto in 88 we started coming to Dixie Gurdwara around 93 because we used to camp some alternate so since around 93 they used to have portables over there we used to sit in the portables in the winter and need thand hondi si na but sangat feri bhi aa jandi si the portables used to be full and I would be standing good I just the Guru Sahib ne itna kiya or something like that it's like no heat in those portables right so we went through a lot of pain and then they finally made this building they gave us the langar hall to do the classes so we used to sit on the thanda floor no mat okay ji sitti karo kar nu jana like that so we went through a lot of difficulty to come to now sone carpet sone padda goodna Guru Sahib it took a time to get here we never just got here that's time for you next generation friends ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਦੇ ਭੈਣ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸੋ ਭਰਾ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਦੇ friends ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸੋ everyone at least bring one person right ਇੱਕ ਬੰਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਲਿਆਓ ਯਾਰ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਵੀ ਭਲਾ ਹੋਏ ਉਹਦਾ ਵੀ ਭਲਾ ਹੋਏ don't you want your families and friends to know about this maybe change their life too right look at me he spent long time then he spent long time away but he still thought ਚਲ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਜਾਵਾਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਫੇਰ ਵੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਖਿੱਚ ਲਿਆ ਨਾ right ਉਹ ਇੱਕ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਰੱਬ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਰੀ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਸਾਰੀ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਰੱਬ ਨੂੰ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਪਰ ਰੱਬ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕੋਰਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਬੋਲਣਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਮਿੱਠਾ ਹੀ ਮਿੱਠਾ ਉਹਨੇ ਫੇਰ ਵੀ ਖਿੱਚ ਲਿਆਣਾ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਜੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਦਿਆ ਕਰਦੇ ਨਾ ਮਿੱਠਾ ਦਾ ਉਹਨੇ ਖਿੱਚ ਲਿਆਣਾ right go ahead
that's one thing I do remember from the class even 10 years ago that Guru will never turn his back on you it's always
us
yeah it's always that
so it's us turning the back but he will never turn his back on you he never gave his 4 sons for nothing he never gave his mother and father for nothing he never gave his generation for something and the class we're going to do next week you'll see the definition of what Khalsa is you'll see really what Guru Sahib created and you know what I'll tell you this before we leave it started again the Khalsa is back they're coming and they're rising right Raj karega Khalsa aaki rehe na koi Khalsa is not a warrior only he never said soldier saint did he said saint soldier fellow saint nimrta soldiers when you needed to be a soldier not before that today we're all soldiers man see my car man see my condo man yeah my car man yeah man right here with Ikum car man we'll be holding a beer in our hand is that the Khalsa you created? No right and we're talking like all nonsense stuff that's not the Khalsa you created Abu Bakr, tent भी नहीं चक होती थे उस तरह मेरी पैंट ना आगे ऊपर तो few years, right? But that's not what Guru Sahib created. Next week we're going to find out what he did create. And in fact, Punjab, I was there, I was like, wow. You know, I mean, I wish I could see a lot of good Sikhs that I wanted. They were there, but there's also the other type, right? They love their music over there, Punjabi music, nothing but Punjabi music. Most of Punjabi music is all gangster this, gangster that, Goli Marti, Goli Khali, Bakra Kha, Sharab Pili. Is that what Khalsa was? I don't remember anybody saying about Bakra Khana Pehna, the Sharab Pili Pehniya in Sikhi. I don't really see that anywhere in the Guru Granth Sahib. Right? That's not what Guru Sahib created. But it's coming back. It is coming back. Actually, it's here. When there's evil on this world, Guru Sahib sends the Khalsa. Right? Khalsa, Akal Purukh ki Fauj. Same soldier. Right? Don't forget. All the 5 Gurus came with peace. When they tortured Guru Arjan Dev Ji, Guru Har Gobind Sahib picked up the sword. Only then, when all means of peacefulness have failed, it's just right to pick up the sword to defend the needy, defend your faith, and other people's faith. And that's what Guru Sahib did. Right? It's so much of history about that in it. Even what General Bagheera Singh did in Dindi, I read about it today. I'll actually put it on the WhatsApp, so maybe sure you guys read it. Right? I didn't even know that. I lived in Dindi almost for a month now. And what General Bagheera Singh did over there, it's unbelievable. If you don't have the WhatsApp app, call, take my number, right? That way you guys can bug me at 3 o'clock in the morning when you're in trouble. Hopefully you do.